Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Knuckle by Razorbags. This is the third of the three bags that I had. I did the Podium, the Tusk, now I've got the Knuckle. This is actually my favorite of the three, and let's go ahead and dive in. I'll break down the bag and explain to you why I like this better than the other ones I've done. We'll start with the design. As I talked before, Razor has a ton of designs. I think I actually looked on their website for the Knuckle, and I think they had like over 20 different design options for their bags. And then some of those designs had multiple different color options. So, I mean, you probably had close to 40 different bag options to choose from. So it's pretty insane. These are ACL Pro stamps, like the other two bags for 2023. We'll start the materials here. So this slow side this is the closest to the Viper R carpet material of the three bags I've done. It's not quite the same. It looks a lot alike. It feels a lot like that Viper R. It is not the same material, but it's very close, very similar. And again, to me, it almost plays identical to it. It almost feels identical to it. It's one of the closest materials I've seen to that Viper R without actually being the same material. It's the only bag I know that actually uses this. This is the only time I've seen this material is on this Knuckle, so I'm not sure. In fact, all three of the carpet materials that I've done so far for Razor, they're very unique. I've only seen them on the bags that Razor does. I don't know if Razor is making their own materials or having someone make them for them, or where they're finding their materials, but they're very unique, which is kind of fun. But this is a 5-speed material. It doesn't seem like this wants to fuzz up like that Viper R. Now, I don't know how broken these bags are. I got these used, so I'm not sure how broken they are, how much time they've had on them. They feel really broken. They're very loose. They feel like the materials have been broken pretty well, and they're not that fuzzy. The Viper R carpet material to me plays a little faster when it's new. As you wear it in and break it down, it starts to fuzz up, and you can get it really fuzzy and really slow it down if you want to. You can really control kind of how you play with it. I'm not sure if this does that much of a variable, but right now it plays like a 5. I'm gonna call it a 5-speed. Razor calls it a 5-speed, so you're looking at about a 5-speed material on the slow side. Fast side, this is that Game Changer Surefire fast side. It's actually the same material that's on the Podium. The Podium just uses the back side of the material. That Podium uses the Pro Sniper fast side of it. This uses that Game Changer fast side. So this uses the base of the front side of the material. This is a 8-speed material. It's a fast 8, maybe an 8.5. So maybe I'd call this a 5, 8.5. I think Razor calls it a 5.9. So you're looking in that range. It is also a pretty full bag. So it's got that same fullness that I talk about in the Podium and in the Tusk. I would say, so I mentioned in the Tusk video that the Tusk was a touch smaller than the Podium, and I think this is closer to that smaller Tusk size. The Podium was just a huge bag, and I don't know if all three of these bags are supposed to have the same template, and maybe there was just a little bit of the set of Podiums that I have here are just a little bit larger than they should be, or what's going on. But this is definitely just a hair smaller than the Podium, about the same size as the template. It's still a large template bag. It's still a big bag. It's a very full bag. It's got some flop to it, but it's still got plenty of film. This is one of the largest, fullest bags that I've thrown. These three bags of Razors are probably the biggest bag that I've really thrown as far as size and fullness combined together. It has that RZ3 fill, which I've mentioned, which is just that flat disc fill that a lot of companies are going to. So it gives it a great hand feel. You've got a ton of fill to grab a hold with. It gives you that nice smooth fluid hand feel. So you've got a great hand feel on it. Again, big bag, 5, 8-speed, 5, 8.5 speed material. Got playability on this. This is this bag, I had more success controlling this bag and playing a few more blockers with it. Now, I don't know if it's because this is the third bag I threw. When I got the bags, I kind of threw them all together, got a feel for them, kind of felt like which bags I liked, and then I just kind of picked them in the order that I didn't really have a preference when I did my reviews. I picked them in kind of just the order: the Podium, the Tusk, and the Knuckle last. Just because I was more intrigued with this material, so I kind of wanted to save it for last. The other two materials played before I grabbed this one to compare it to those. But I did throw this better, and part of it may have been because I had experience throwing the other bags, and I learned how to deal with larger, fuller bags to throw, and I just got better at it. Maybe some of it maybe just I just think this material just plays a little bit better with the template and the fill size, right? I think this material matches up better. It's just a material I like better. It's a material I'm more familiar with, so it gives a little more of a familiar feel to me. Whereas those other two carpets on the Tusk and the Podium, you can see here how unique, how different they are. And I just wasn't as familiar with these two carpets as I was with this, right? Even though it's not the same as an R, I want to make sure I'm clear. It's not the same. It's a similar feel. So I had a little more, it felt like something that I was familiar with. And I think, I talk about cornhole being a confident sport. When you pick up something and go, oh yeah, that feels comfortable, it feels like something I know, it helps your confidence. When you put something in your hand and go, that feels weird. And as you're throwing it in your mind, you're thinking, man, that just feels different. Something's off. Something's weird. It takes away some of that confidence you have. So I do think there's a little bit of that psychological part of it. But all in all, it did play well. And I think it's a bag that these type of materials are becoming popular because they're very versatile, right? You can run bags in the hole with it. And these two materials, I mean, this is a pretty hole-friendly material for being a carpet bag. Now, it is a 5-speed, so it's not that slow, 4-speed stickier carpet. But it is pretty hole-friendly. I don't really call having issues with the bags hanging on a hole or being that hard to collect if they were hanging there. So I do think for being a carpet bag, call it a carpet bag, it's a hole-friendly bag, but you can run bags in the hole with it. So, if you just want to run bags in, put your 4 bags in, outscore your opponent, you can do that, no problem with this. Especially when boards are fast, you can definitely do that. But you can also slow it down, throw some blockers out there. And then this bag, being such a big, full, massive bag, makes an incredible blocker. I mean, it just takes up a ton of space. So, I talk about, how aggressive you want to get with your blockers. When you've got a big full bag, you don't actually have to get that aggressive. You take the middle line, a smaller bag, you've got to come over more across that middle line to take up and block more of your opponent's side. When you get a bigger bag, you can keep, more of a third of the bag on your side, and you're still taking up most of your opponent's lane, force them to do with a tricky cut shot or trying to roll or airmail or something, hoping that they make a mistake, just making it tougher than a regular slide shot. This bag does a great job of that. Being a fuller bag too, it's really easy to collect. You just catch a corner so going. It doesn't accordion, like sometimes your larger, floppier bags, I've talked before, when you want to collect, they want to accordion up, smash up, and get around. They don't want to push through. These being full bags, you clip a corner, they're going in. And because, again, the materials are hole-friendly, it doesn't take much to drop them right in and put them in the hole. So as far as blockers go, I had a lot of success throwing blockers with this bag. I like success running backs in the hole. The area that I think it struggles with is the shot shaping. This is probably a bag that you can roll. I don't know. It may be too big. I don't know. It's probably a bag that you can roll. I didn't really try. Again, it's not my type of game. I didn't really try to roll, but I did try to throw some cuts. You can cut this material. It doesn't cut as well as a traditional carpet bag would, so you're not doing a lot of crazy shot shaping with this. But if your opponent maybe throws it back short by mistake and loses a blocker that's maybe more on their side of the middle, you can throw a cut and get around it, one way or the other. You can definitely do that. You're not going to make, if there's a blocker on your side blocking your lane, you're not going to make a crazy hard cut to really get around. In that case, you're either going to go over with an airmail or just push right through it. And this fast side is plenty fast enough to push through. I mean, again, this is that game-changer material. We all know how fast and hole-friendly that it is, how great that is for pushing through things. So you can definitely flip this over and collect, 2, 3, 4 bags, whatever. You can just push through a pile, blow up a pile. You can do a lot of damage with this fast side. So for sure, you have the ability to push through the opponent's blockers if they're there. I do think for me, I didn't show it as much in these videos because I'm playing by myself. I just got open boards. But when I'm playing against somebody with a bag like this is a bag that I just want to leave bags in front of the hole. Just put them up, pile them, get my first couple bags in there, really make it hard on my opponent, and then take my third or fourth bag and come over slick side and just blow up the pile, hopefully take 1 or 2 of mine in when this goes in, and just knock my opponent's bags, bully them out of the way, and leave them with bags on the sides of the hole while mine are in the middle or in the hole. That's kind of the strategy I think I would play with this. If I want to do that, just run bags in the hole type game, I think there are better bags out there than this. But again, the versatility of it, especially for blind draws, you get with an opponent, who maybe likes a faster bag and you want the carpet bag. Again, this kind of fits in that middle that maybe you can both get along with and be able to play with it. So, I do actually recommend this Knuckle, especially over the other bags I reviewed by Razor. So if you're out there and you want to try a Razor bag, I would highly recommend, especially when it's carpet bags. I haven't tried the non-carpet yet. If you want to try a carpet bag by Razor, I would definitely say get the Knuckle over the Podium or the Tusk first. Not saying that they're bad bags. I just think this Knuckle of the 3 is definitely the better bag in my opinion. Now, availability on this, Razor does have a website. Again, I think they print them all. Yeah, and all their bags they print down here. It's buyprobags.com. I'll put a link down in the description for you. Bags, just like the other ones, are $79.99 for a set. I think they're pretty readily available. For an ACL stamp bag, $80. Not a bad deal at all. It's not the cheapest bag, but it's on the cheaper end, so very reasonable, very affordable. But I just think this bag, all in all, just felt better to me. I felt more confident throwing it, and I played better with it. So I thank you guys all so much for support, and thank you for watching.